Hi, it's BK here from BK Gold Detecting, and welcome to another video in the series Let's Talk About Gold Detecting. Well, I'm in Kingower, not too far down the road from my usual haunt of Inglewood, but somewhere I haven't been for some time. Now, one thing from my experience with Kingower, you don't get as many targets as Inglewood, generally speaking, in most areas, but when you do get one, they tend to be bigger. And I'm hoping this is one of those because I'm getting a very different signal. Now, I've been detecting all day and I've found dozens and dozens of lead shots, and they usually have quite a distinctive sound. You still dig them because you never know, but every now and again you get a thing called an inverted signal, which usually means deeper gold. Now, I'm keen to dig this up so we can talk a bit more about inverted signals when we get back to camp. So anyway, let's have a listen to this and let's dig it up. So, this is an inverted signal. Notice at the surface how the sound goes down then back up. That's the exact opposite to what happens to, say, a shallow target near the surface. I've already dug down a bit, and you can see why I'm a bit excited about this one. I've gone down deep enough now that I can't believe this is a lead shot. So, I just got to get on with it. Got to dig this out. I'm actually already down into quite hard clay here, which is a good sign. If it's not out now, I'll get out the pinpointer, because if it is something good, I don't want to damage it. Wow, that's impressive. Time for the pinpointer, I think. You know, Kingower can be such a frustrating place. You got no idea how many lead shots I've dug out today. And I was actually on the way back to the car. Car's about 150 meters over that way. And this log here, just as I was about to go over the log, I got a signal, inverted signal right up against it, pushed it over, sounded a bit better. So anyway, let's try the pinpointer. This is very good at finding out exactly in the hole where the target is. Yep. I can hear that in there. I might move the camera a bit closer. Okay, as you put the pinpointer around, it's somewhere down there. Just scrape that out a bit there. Nope, still in there. Now, at this stage, you want to be very careful in case it's something bigger. So dig around the outside of the target and then just carefully scrape it out. Look at that clay. Whoa, still in the ground. That's interesting. This has got to be gold. It's got to be gold. Yeah, there's a lump there. It's probably in there, hopefully. Oh, yep, she's out. Oh, where are you? Yep, she's in there somewhere. I think it's down here. Whoa! Please be gold, come on. That is bigger than the... Whoa! I can see it. Look at that. Look at that. Wow! Oh, beauty. Oh, have a look at this. Have a look at this. I don't know if you can see that in there. Look at that beautiful nugget. Wow. I am very, very happy with that. Very. That's got to go, what, 3-4 grams? Oh, wow. Wow. If there's one thing that I can tell you is very important when you're detecting these heavily worked areas, if you see a log, move it. See that log there that I moved out of the way? I got just a slight signal up against it. As soon as I moved the log, I got a decent inverted signal. And you know, I'm not far from the camp. Camp's just over there somewhere behind those trees, and I'm not far from the main road at Kingower. Look, I'm absolutely stoked about this. That is a beautiful nugget. Those sort of nuggets are getting harder and harder to find, and I'm in this very, very flat area here, not far from a gully. You know where I'm coming back tomorrow morning because it's quite late in the day today. Eliza and I are going to work right around this area. At the end, you never know, I might even tell you where we are, as long as you promise you don't come here. Well, we will go over this area thoroughly tomorrow, but I'm just having a very, very quick go round just before the sun sets. But I can tell you, Eliza has snuck over with the 6000. She doesn't think I can see her, but I know she's there. Eliza, do you copy? She's not answering her radio, but there she is, walking circles around my nugget. Good luck to her. I hope she finds a big one. Hello, honey. Is your radio not on? You're not answering.
Oh, did I?
You're stealing my gold.
What? I'm stealing your gold? I got
No.
plenty of red shot.
Wow. Look, honey, tomorrow morning we're going to find more gold here. I can just tell.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? There's hardly any detector holes here, which is unusual. Oh, my favourite time of day. Sun's going down. What you cooking for me tonight, Eliza?
Meatball.
Meatballs? Wow, that's my favourite. Look, just while Eliza's cooking that, I did want to show you something here. These books by John Tully, they're very, very good. Maps of all the different areas of the Victorian goldfields, and there's some good information in there. And one thing in particular, I don't know if you remember earlier, I mentioned to you about how the gold here is, you know, it's a little bit sparse, but you know, it's usually big. He actually says in here, where are we? He actually makes mention of what I said earlier about the fact that a lot of the gullies had nuggets in them, but no fine gold, and this made it very hard for the old timers to actually follow the leads. Often they would give up, leaving big nuggets behind, and we're going to find them, aren't we, Eliza?
Finger crossed.
Oh, yum, that looks good. Ah, geez, she spoils me. We're up bright and early this morning. Sun's not even up yet, but it's going to be a beautiful day. I can just smell gold out there today. Very excited after finding that nice nugget yesterday. Yep, we're going to grid that area around where we found the nugget. What do you think, Eliza?
Finger crossed.
Fingers crossed. Your turn to find a nice one today?
I hope so.
Yeah, really looking forward to getting out there. Okay, let's get into it. We've got a couple of hours before breakfast. It's still very early. So Eliza and I, we're going to be starting to work an area of about 50 meters circle around where we got the nugget yesterday. Now, if I was at Inglewood, I would be going over this area like this, overlapping my swings, covering a small area because the gold's a bit more concentrated. There's a lot more finer gold. But, you know, as John Tully says in his book, often the big nuggets are sparsely spread around with very, very little fine gold. So we've got a lot of ground to cover. So here I'll be swinging a lot faster, probably not overlapping my swings as much as I would at Inglewood. I will move away any bigger branches, but the undergrowth, I will go straight over the top. We've got a lot of ground to cover, so let's get into it. You need a lot of patience to do this sort of detecting. You can go hours and hours and hours without a target, you know, but just the thought that you might get a bigger one is enough to keep you going. You know, doing detecting like this is the one time I love my GPZ. There's features on it, such as the navigation and the GPS, that are perfect when you're scanning over a large area like this. Let me just show you one of the features. So with the GPS turned on, you can see here that as I'm walking around the target, which is the red spot in the middle, it's filling in all the squares, showing where I've detected. It's brilliant. I just love this feature. It's very, very good when you work in a patch, or like this where you're working a very large area and you want to make sure you cover as much ground as possible. Now, here's something interesting. This ties in with what John Tully was talking about in his book, how the old timers were frustrated because they would be trying to follow a lead up a gully. They'd dig a series of holes, they might find the odd big nugget, but there was no fine gold. So it was very, very hard for them to follow the ideal course of a lead. So here's a good example. Here's a prospecting hole. I'll give you a closer look in a minute. This is right in the middle of a very shallow gully. Now, this might look flat, but there's a gentle slope going up both sides of me. This would be where the miner would imagine the very center of the gully where the gold would be. He's dug this hole. There's one or two more up the hill. He's given up, and he hasn't gone any further. The nugget that I found yesterday was right in that line. So I'm in the lowest part of a very, very shallow gully, and this just backs up. It's really good when you actually find evidence that ties in with the knowledge that's known about an area. Let's have a closer look. This would be very, very easy to miss. Just a shallow hole, goes down about 12 inches here. You can see a slight pile over there. Obviously with erosion and time, it's worn down a bit, but that is a prospecting hole. And my nugget that I found was just up there. Well, it's close to 10 o'clock now. My stomach's saying breakfast. We'll just check up on Eliza and then we'll head back for a rest. Eliza, do you copy?
Yeah, I'm not too far from you.
Close to 10 o'clock. Breakfast time, I think. What do you think?
Yeah, okay, I can walk towards the car then.
Okay, see you there. Oh well, no luck on the early morning session, but let's hope after we've had some breakfast that we have a bit more luck. You know, as I said, this sort of detecting is not easy. Areas like this where John Tully says that, you know, the gold is very nuggety, but there's not much fine gold. The gold is very spread out. We may not find anything else today, but we will give it a bit of a go. But interesting that the prospecting holes that I've noticed have all been in line with where I found my nugget. That ties in with the old timers working their way up that shallow gully, not finding enough, you know, they couldn't detect the lead, or there just wasn't enough gold and they've given up on it. We're not going to give up on it. Straight after breakfast, we'll be back out there. Okay, we're about to head back out there for another couple of hours detecting. Hopefully we get some gold before the rain comes, which is forecast for this afternoon. Look, before we go, just a quick shout out to a Facebook group, Gold Diggers Australia. We've had a lot of trouble publishing our videos on Facebook groups. For some reason they class it as spam, but Gold Diggers Australia have been very welcoming, and what we decided to do is we're going to give away the location of where we're detecting, but exclusively to Gold Diggers Australia Facebook group. So if you're not in there, join now. It's a very good group, very accepting to everyone, brilliant group. So join now. But before we go, how are you going, Eliza, today?
I got plenty, but
Plenty?
they're all junk.
Oh, plenty of junk. Oh, well, you know, it's not just all about gold. You know, for every piece of gold, there's always a pile of junk. So we'll have a quick look at Eliza's junk there, and you want to see the gold, don't you?
That would be nice.
Eliza wants to see the gold on the scale. How much is it worth? So we'll just weigh that before we go out. Okay, look at this beautiful water-worn nugget. Very, very happy with that. Dying to know what it weighs on the scales. Here we go. Let's see. I'm guessing 3 or 4 grams. Oh, look at that. 4.1 grams. Very, very happy with that. And also, what do we got here, Eliza? Look at this. For every piece of gold, there's a pile of junk, all sorts. Bottle tops, bullets, you name it. All part of the game. Not far from where I got the first nugget. And just moved this log out the way here. Now, this almost certainly going to be junk, but we'll give this a dig. Yeah, just as I thought, it's actually a piece of rolled up foil. I don't know, cigarette packet I suppose. Roll it up and flick it in the ground for someone to find later. Oh well, we're calling it. We've given it our best effort, and no more gold today, but you know, that's the nature of Kingower Gold. Sometimes, you know, you get a big bit and then you walk for days without getting another one. But you know, this is probably a spot that we'll come back to in the future some stage. And look, I hope you've enjoyed it. Very short video this one, but you know, this is Kingower. See you next time. Bye.
What is that? Look like ice snowing or what? Oh.